All right, man, peace. So, brothers, this is going to be the last series that we cover for the Eastern Conference playoffs. And this one is also very interesting. This series between the Raptors and the Magic is floating under the radar. But the Magic, they provide a lot of matchup problems, not just for the Raptors, but for a lot of teams. That's why they've had a lot of shocking victories over the course of this season. I believe they defeated the Warriors in Golden State. And we know that they whooped LeBron's ass with the Lakers twice. And LeBron played in both of those games. He played in both of those games where the Magic were able to defeat the Lakers. They've had some very strange victories this season. That's a touchstone of a team that is like one or two players away. When you see certain teams hovering around that 500 mark and they'll face a team that is considered an elite team in that team's home stadium, whoop their ass, but then they'll lose games that they shouldn't lose or that you think that they shouldn't lose, that's a team that's a player or two away. As of right now, I'm going to pick the Raptors in 6 games. But I believe that series is going to be very competitive. So anyway, they're going to talk about it. I'm going to chime in.
Hey, we have the 2-seed Raptors taking on the 7-seed Magic. Richard, Orlando has been the best defensive team in the league since February 1st.
That's interesting. I did not know that.
Coach, does their defense give them a shot against Toronto?
Well, listen, I think their defense is going to make it tough on Toronto, but Toronto's defense is going to overwhelm Orlando.
Yes, the Raptors play elite level defense, especially with their length. But the loss of Anunoby, probably for the remainder of the playoffs, unless they get to the finals, is really going to hurt them. For those of you brothers who don't know, I believe he had an emergency appendectomy a couple of days ago.
I don't think Orlando has enough scoring. They need big nights out of Vucevic and Terrence Ross.
Vucevic can play his ass off. Don't be surprised to see the Lakers sign him in the offseason.
Every night to have a chance.
Wow, 21-9 since the start of February. Did not know that. Did not know that.
Chance to be competitive.
Yeah, the shot creation just isn't there against a top-flight defense like Toronto. And then even defensively, as great as they're playing, I think, again, we're talking about another young team going into a playoff series against a very veteran, experienced team, especially when you consider the St. Cyr Grandpappy's Toronto Raptors.
Yeah.
That's very true, but my issue always with the Raptors, I don't like Lowry. I think that Lowry is a backup point guard on a championship level team. I don't think he can be your starter if you're trying to win championships. You have certain backup point guards that if you put them in a starting lineup for a long period of time, yeah, they can give you 18 and 7. If you start Terry Rozier for the entire season, he might be able to give you 14 and 7 or 14 and 8, but he's not going to be a star player. If you leave him in there for a couple of years, he might even get up to 18 and 8, but he's not a championship level point guard. Lowry is not a championship level point guard. Plus, he breaks down mentally in big moments. And then you have Kawhi. My issue with Kawhi, he checks off on all the intangibles except for leadership. So when a team gets down in the doldrums, what is he going to do to stir their spirits and galvanize them? Of course, he's going to play hard-nosed defense. He's going to play hard-nosed offense. But sometimes the team needs a motivating word. And I have to wonder if he's capable of doing that. You have a Marc Gasol. I don't know what type of leader he is or attempts to be, but he's certainly over the hill.
Yeah. Danny Green and Kawhi Leonard bring something different to the table. They haven't been there for the ghosts of Christmas past, so they're just here to ball.
Well, and Toronto might be the healthiest team going into the playoffs of any of the real top-level contenders.
That's a great point.
Everybody's healthy on that.
And you were talking about they're going to need big games versus Vucevic, but I understand, like, you got Marc Gasol, you're going to have Serge Ibaka, so you have 2 pretty good defensive bigs. They're not in their prime, they're not like the dominant bigs they once were, but if you're saying, hey, we just need you to defend against this guy and make his life crazy, then I think the Toronto Raptors are in good
But
spot.
here's the main question with Toronto. Do they have to load manage Kawhi in the playoffs?
Why are you talking slick for? We know why Toronto has been low managing Kawhi. It's because they don't want him to think that they're trying to use him just to win the finals. They want him to feel like they actually care about him so that he can re-sign with them. That's why they've been low managing him so much, Stan Van Gundy. Stop talking slick. That's why you're sitting up in the studio and not coaching the team right now with your turkey neck ass.
He did not. Wait a minute. He did not at any point in this season play 10 games in a row. How far do they want to go in the playoffs?
Come on, Stan. You know damn well it's not going to be series tied 2-2. Kawhi's going to sit game 5 for low management. Just stop.
There's no.
I'm just asking. Do they have to load manage in the playoffs?
See, Stan, you and your brother, you guys got that slick mouth. That's why these teams don't want to hire you.
The load management this year, and Kawhi was a part of that structure and
that movement.
Making sure that he's healthy for wherever he goes next year.
That's all that was about Richard Jefferson. Hey, girl.
Van Gundy.
Wow.
That's what we should call him.
Wow.
Yeah, look at that.
I'm with you
He
on
just
that.
walked off too.
My guy's doing here. But so do they have to do the same thing in the playoffs?
No. He's fine now in the playoffs. He wants to go get his
I'm
back
just
contract.
That's an excellent point.
I'm just checking.
Stan, thanks for joining us.
All right.
Always a pleasure. All right.
There you go. Sip your tea, Rich. But anyway, once again, I'm going to pick Toronto in 5 or 6 games. Probably going to go 6 games, but we'll see. We'll see. If Toronto really plays lockdown D, they might be able to give up only 1 game, but I do think they're going to lose at least 1 game to the Orlando Magic. So peace.